Morning guys, just starting off the day by getting some gas, and we got a service call this morning. A little bit of a drive, but at least it's kind of out in the country, so it's a much more pretty drive, which I prefer this over being on the highway or interstate just fighting traffic. So definitely can't complain about that. The description says that it's a burning smell and that the furnace will heat, but nothing has come out of the vents, so it's likely a bad blower motor or maybe just the capacitor. We'll see when we get there. But I had a interesting call recently. Unfortunately, I did not end up recording. I was with a coworker. We're basically a contractor from one of the local insurance companies here, so they always send us out to verify the diagnosis of a different company if their customer is using a different company. So this company has been a problem child. It was a long list of things. I'm trying to think back. I know for sure they said it was the gas valve. I think they said blower motor, inducer motor, igniter. Can't remember what else. Maybe just those four things. But anyways, when they quoted the repair price for all those things, it added up to be, the same, if not more than the cost of a new furnace, which is kind of a weird coincidence. Like usually when I go on service calls, you don't find a ton of things wrong that often, but remember with this company, it's always multiple things wrong that they find. Confirm that the motors were completely fine, amp draws were great. They're actually in pretty good condition too. The bearings sounded really healthy, nothing was leaking oil. Igniter tested within range. I'm not sure why they're making a big deal out of that. Looked to be in pretty good condition too. The only thing I did find though is that the gas valve was not closing all the way, so it was leaking gas through when not supposed to. And that's actually what the customer originally called them for, was a gas smell. So that makes sense. So luckily had the gas valve on the truck, swapped that out, got it done. Again, this customer has insurance, so sometimes, especially with these older furnaces, they like to utilize all these repairs as a credit to put it towards a new furnace. So I was a little bit nervous to talk to them about that, because sometimes I've gotten the reaction where they're like pissed at me, where they're like, oh, you're just trying to protect the insurance company and blah blah blah. I'm like, again, I've said this in previous videos, I don't give a crap about insurance companies. I'm just an honest person, and I'm not going to lie on the behalf to cut someone a deal or to make commission on my part. It's just not what I do, because I believe that honesty gets you ahead in the long run. For an example, this gas valve, we quoted them that, and I saw the sheet of the other company that quoted for the gas valve, and it wasn't even double the price. It was more than double. I wouldn't say triple, but it was getting close to that. So I'm like, okay, I can see what they're doing. Again, they're just like coincidentally pricing all these ridiculous repairs to make it the same price as a new furnace to justify paying for a new furnace rather than going with the repairs. And that's just basically what sales technicians do. Luckily we made the call and talked to her, and luckily she took it really well. She was like, really? That's all that's wrong with it? I was like, yeah. And she was actually happy about it, because she did not want to replace her furnace, which is, entirely understandable in this economy. Luckily that was another satisfied customer that'll hopefully be using us in the future. And again, that just kind of shows the difference between some technicians. So, well, I could have easily taken advantage of the opportunity and agree with everything that the other company said to get that insurance company approved and use that towards a new furnace, which would get me commission, but I choose not to do that because I get treated very well here. Being dishonest doesn't get anyone anywhere in the long run. Anyways, I'll see you guys over there. So the customer described a burning smell, and the furnace would ignite, but nothing would come out of the vents. I watched it ignite, and that all ignited fine, and I heard a humming in here. And it definitely looks like the filter has seen better days. It's kind of being indented like that, like it's suffocating, or like the blower motor's trying to overpower. So I removed the W wire. Now let's do R to G, see if we have any blower operation. And yeah, it's just humming. Let's see if I can spin the wheel at all. It's actually spinning pretty freely, so let's check our capacitor. a 10. And we got OL, capacitor's dead. So let's go throw in a new capacitor and see what happens. So obviously we're still going to want to replace the filter as well and do some testing, but first and foremost, let's just see if this new capacitor will actually fire up the motor. I have a bunch of 10s somewhere. So let's test the new one, make sure it's testing well. 10.34, good. There we go. See all that filter move that was being sucked in? It's definitely restrictive. Let's take some amp draws too. The blower motor amperage is looking to be pretty fair, especially being on the high-speed tap. So we're gonna hook everything back up, put in a new filter, and just get a temporize and a couple other readings, and should be good to go. Flame. And luckily she has a spare filter. Yeah, that is quite a difference. Quite a difference. Alright, I'm just going to jot down what I replaced here today so it's on record. Temperature rise is about 57 degrees, so it's looking okay. Another satisfied customer, and she's actually received quotes in the past for replacing her furnace, and you know, not everyone is in a position to justify the price, which is completely understandable. But, you know, even if they decline quotes, we're still going to service them no matter what. And obviously she completely understands about the age of the unit and whatnot, and she was in agreement that it would be best to start doing annual maintenance, which we agreed on having it in the fall, because I see her point that anything can happen over the summer, especially with critters getting into the exhaust or intake and whatnot. So we're going to start doing the annual maintenance in the fall to prevent little things like this. In my opinion, these are pretty solid furnaces, so if it were my house, honestly, I personally don't really blame her. I think that they're pretty good furnaces and very easy to work on. So, but anyways guys, hope you're all doing well, and as usual, see you guys on the next call.